Countdown to Halloween, featuring Gregory Miller's Dark Nights and Candlelight, 31 Tiny October Tales. Every night at exactly midnight, a new story will appear on StoryLink Radio's YouTube channel. You'll have 24 hours to listen, then it will disappear and the next one will appear. Plan to catch these each day or you'll miss one. Each story will be 2 to 13 minutes long. If you haven't already, be sure to listen to the introduction to the book right here on this channel. And now, tonight's story from Dark Nights and Candlelight, 31 Tiny October Tales. October 6th, The Rapport. Graves speak. Emery Fields knows this all too well. Living next to a cemetery has given him plenty of opportunities to learn it, though in the beginning he was reluctant. He hears them at night, mostly. Sometimes faint, sometimes clear. Windy days are loudest. The voices blow across the dark planted field, through and over the weathered stones, coarse weeds, and tall grass. They cry and moan and beg and mutter. Sometimes they sing. Other times they scream. Emery has not slept well in years. He's always cold. He often murmurs to people no one else can see, but says little to anyone else. Most people in town think he's insane. But he doesn't leave. Undertakers can't always write their own tickets, and he's grateful for the work. Emery's grandfather used to say that when the dead speak to you louder than the living, you'll be joining them soon. But this has gone on for a long, long time, upwards of 2 decades, and Emery still walks the earth, taking and giving breath. He most often walks the earth to the cemetery itself. Although he didn't always, he now feels quite comfortable there, at home, amongst friends. When they speak, he speaks back. When they ask questions, he does his best to answer. When they cry, he tries to comfort them. There, he says. It's okay. We all have burdens. Sometimes Emery asks his own questions. How are you today, dear? He might inquire of Martha Whitaker, who died, along with her infant, in the flu epidemic of 1918. And Martha might answer, if she answers at all, Gabe is hungry. And faintly, almost imperceptibly, feeble cries sometimes rise up through the rotting wood of their shared coffin, filter past the rich grave loam, and stir his slow but steady heart. Or he might ask Grover Youngquist, who died of tuberculosis in 1821. What ails you today, Mr. Youngquist? And Grover, a worrier in life and a complainer in death, might answer, I fear winter has once again infiltrated the lead of my coffin. Oh, my fragile bones. Not all there are friends, though. It took time, but Emery learned which graves to give a wide berth to. Personalities rarely change in death, although just like with age, many tend to calcify. Once a grump, twice a grump, his father used to say. Still says in point of fact. Emery visits his father regularly at the edge of the grounds beneath the maple tree, where he always wanted to rest forever. And so Emery skirts around Mr. Murray's plot, who still yells at him to get off of my lawn, like he had when Emery was a boy and Mr. Murray still lived. And he avoids Franny Millwood, who killed her husband in a fit of pique and hung for it. And he positively shuns the unmarked, but mapped, thank goodness, grave of Claude Burns, who murdered his entire family back in 1883 and, despite an unlikely acquittal, reveled in the act until his death, and now whispers vulgar threats by day and emits hair-raising laughter on dark winter nights. But most are his friends, and they appreciate his simple overtures of kindness. He knows this well now. For years, Emery couldn't be certain. But one night, Devil's Night to be exact, Emery took to bed early with a nasty flu. Most Devil's Nights he tries to stay up late to counter any pranks or nonsense, but there's always some. tombstone tipping or spray painting at worst, but usually nothing more than toilet papering or silly string. But on this specific Devil's Night, Emery fell ill. After a day of growing chills, muscle aches, headaches, and a crippling fatigue, he found himself simply unable to crawl out from beneath his blankets, let alone walk a vigil amongst the rows of granite and slab and sandstone and marble in the damp, cool air of late October. And that was the night a young man named Nate Summers, new to town but already the proud possessor of a reputation for delinquency, decided to impress some friends by throwing a Molotov cocktail at Emery's house.
"It ain't enough to knock down a stone or two,"
it was later reported he told them.
"Hell, it ain't even enough to mess with the dead. The living, messing with the living's the real fun."
And so Nate found a house on the edge of town, in sight of the dead, and with 3 disbelieving friends looking on. He burned that house down. The fire moved fast, spreading up the back shingles to the roof before anyone could gasp more than once, before anyone could even pull themselves away to run. And Emery, still sick inside the house, didn't wake up until the whole place was wreathed in flames. Instinct often trumps thought. Emery knows that now. He crawled out of his sick bed and threw himself through his bedroom window, landing flat on the kitchen roof, shivering with fever and shock, his left shoulder shattered. And when he felt himself helped to his feet, picked up, and carried through the air from the smoking roof down to the safety of his side yard, he chalked that up to shock, too, until he looked up and saw a skeletal, hollow-eyed woman in a rotting, antiquated dress setting him gently down on his feet.
"Thanks for asking after me so often,"
a low voice rattled in the back of the desiccated throat.
"Got to get back to my cave."
You're welcome, Martha," he said without hesitating. And then she was gone. But others, lots of others, remained, creating a thick ring of decay, dust, and clotting earth around 4 young men and women who were screaming the way only wounded animals scream.
"You ought not to hurt our friend,"
Emery heard one say, and was surprised to recognize cranky Mr. Murray as the source of the voice.
We didn't mean it. We didn't. Oh, God, no, 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 no."
And then Emery passed out. Yes, graves speak. Emery Fields knows this all too well. But he doesn't mind. No, he doesn't mind at all, even though there are now 4 new voices that talk beneath the earth of his cemetery, sharing graves with others much longer dead. They cry mostly. Sometimes they scream and plead. But he doesn't question such things. He merely tends the grounds, grateful for the work and for other things, and sometimes speaks back. You've just heard tonight's story from Dark Nights and Candlelight, 31 Tiny October Tales from author Gregory Miller. You can get this book right now on Amazon at the on-screen link, and Kindle Unlimited users can borrow a copy of the book for free. You can learn more about Gregory Miller and his many amazing books and projects at his website, On Screen. If you have not already, be sure to listen to our event video here and visit our event website to learn all about our upcoming events. Remember to come back after midnight for our next tale. Oh, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button for StoryLink Radio.